Cece, you
All
got
right.
Cece, whoa, Cece.
Everybody, watch out.
Sabor Latino con la radio personality Cece la Mamacita here in the zoo. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. I love it, the zoo.
Yeah. How was my
An animal or what?
Okay.
Wild woman.
Thank you.
All right,
Do you know what to
Cece.
do when we sit down?
No, tell me.
Okay, we're gonna count to 3, we're gonna scream Hua, and we're gonna sit down.
Okay.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, Hua!
First of all, most people get offended when you say, I love your hair, I want to touch your hair.
Touch my hair,
your hair,
baby.
look at this.
It's
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You're the mamacita.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? Because you always look flawless.
2 hours.
Are you kidding me?
With or without the shower?
No, with the shower, girl.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it with the shower. I get
Me,
ready.
if I'm not gonna shower, it takes me 30 minutes. If I shower, it's like an hour and 15.
Oh my God.
That's me too, though. To be honest with you.
It takes you an hour and a half.
And I don't always
Yeah,
shower.
that takes me a
It
while.
depends if you do the hair or not.
Right?
I shower the body, but not always the hair.
I do radio, even though I'm behind the mic, but you know, we have so many artists that come through, so I have to be camera ready, believe it or not, every day, so.
It's so crazy seeing you here because you give me life in the morning.
Oh,
like your
thank
voice.
you.
K-Day, for those of you who don't know, is the best station on the radio.
The best
and
station in the world,
In the
honey.
world, period.
Yes,
But
in
it's
the
the
world.
first hip-hop station in
Yes.
the world?
K-Day is the first hip-hop station in the world.
Wow.
So that's why we call it the legendary K-Day.
Hip hop from today and back in the day.
Yes, you love it, don't you?
Totally.
Yes.
And you know what I love? And for a woman on radio, you know, there's a lot of strong male personalities on radio. It's a lot of guys that are not camera ready guys that just like they all that energy comes through their voice. And you kind of like, man, not only do you know hold your own, but you actually really you make yourself the kind of person that I want to listen to what she has to say. I want to know her opinion. I want to know what she's gonna ask this guest because I know the other people aren't gonna be brave enough to ask her that
Right?
question. So how'd you develop that radio personality?
You know what? I've been in radio going now on 15 years now. It's been a while. But I think with me, I just want to present myself as a strong Latina that can hold her own in radio. So I ask questions, but I have such great relationships with these artists that, you know, I know not to cross the line either.
But you know how to get away with it, though. You know how to be
Yes.
nice about it,
Yes.
but still like make them
because
answer the
sometimes
question.
they don't want to give me the exclusive. I'm
Right.
like, no, boo-boo.
We saw
gotta
that
do
with-
it right now.
We saw that with the Westbrook sisters.
Yes,
Yeah.
I interviewed the Westbrook sisters. They didn't want to give me. I talked to them about kissing.
Right.
One of the celebrities, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Well," and I'm like, "No, you on the radio. We got to do it right
Wait,
here now."
speaking of kissing, honey, you got a lot of curves, honey. I'm sure a lot of the men that come into the studio are checking you out. Have you ever dated a celebrity that's come into the radio station?
You know what?
On you. Welcome to your interview.
Right? Welcome. No. You know what? When I first got into radio, I kind of, you know, dated a rapper. But you know what? Now, no, I don't.
Which rapper? Can you say?
I'm not gonna say.
Sí, una cucharada de tu
I
propia
won't.
medicina.
I don't kiss and tell. But you know, no, I don't date any artists. I stay away from it. I do have a boyfriend, and we're both in the entertainment industry, so it works out very fine.
for you.
Yeah, but I try to stay away from that.
Are you Mexican?
Yes, and
you-
proud.
But you got one of these, and Roxy has the same thing. You girls have a little bit of an East Coast vibe to you. What do you think that is?
I don't know what it is. People ask me all the time. They're like, "Are you Puerto Rican?
Right.
Are you from New York?" But I just think I have like a little bit of a speech language, and it's hard for me to
Right.
pronounce my R's. But that's it. No, I'm actually from Linwood. We're from South LA. Linwood, Compton, Watts.
Tell us a little bit about your work with Jada.
Ooh, yes.
Because that's juicy. Tell us about that.
I actually did a show with J-Lo called The Collective on Nuvo TV, and it was crazy because J-Lo heard me on a station, and I was battling with one of my co-hosts, and she was like, "I need that girl on my network." So I ended up going and I auditioned, and I got it. And I'm gonna tell you something. So when I auditioned, I got the job. I was trying to lose weight, and I'm like, "Oh, these girls are so skinny. They're like J-Lo. I gotta lose weight." And they said, "No, Cece, we hired you because of who you are."
Right.
And that really made me feel
Yes.
comfortable.
Love it.
And I loved
awesome.
working for J-Lo. I can tell you this much about her. She's a beast. She is very professional. She works. And Jennifer actually taught me how I should be treated as a talent and as a Latina in Hollywood. So she really helped me a
Well,
lot.
tell us what did you, like, what
call you
lessons
for
did you
that.
get out
Okay,
of that?
so you guys know, we're in the entertainment
We
industry.
wanna know.
We gotta do 10 things, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We gotta do our own, with 10 things. We gotta
Okay.
get ourselves ready, we gotta have our hair, makeup, we do everything our own. When I got in there, I had a makeup artist, I had a hairstylist, I had a producer, I had a PA. I was like, I got nervous. nervous because I had too many people working with me, and I wasn't used to it. And they're like, this is how you're supposed to be treated, Cece. This is how you, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I like that.
I like this,
Yeah.
Jennifer
Our
Lopez.
executive producer. Is our executive producer listening to this right now?
People, you hear
We
it up
each
there?
need
Yeah.
It's easy to get used to the good life. So
Yes,
yeah.
I like the good life. I'm not gonna lie. I had a little taste of it. It was nice.
Yeah.
Of
Girl,
course,
that's
and you'll keep getting taste of that for sure.
Thank
Cece,
you.
I'm seeing rings, a lot of bling bling. Is that an engagement ring I see there, or what is it?
No, it's a love ring. I have a boyfriend. It's not an engagement ring, but he's watching.
So, Cece, apart from all this like big personality that you have, which we love, I know that you're also a motivational speaker at high schools.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that part of you that's a little, I don't want to say philanthropist, but kind of.
No, you can say philanthropist. I
You know?
actually do go out a lot.
Okay.
That's one thing that I like to say that separates me from a lot of different other radio personalities. One day I sat down and I really was paying attention to people out in the community, and I saw there was a shortage of radio personalities actually going out. And I said, this is what they're sleeping on. Let me go ahead and take this. So I ended up going out a lot. I'm actually one of the LA radio personalities that goes out the most in the community. And I feel like as long as I'm in the community and I'm pushing and I'm thriving with them, I can't really lose any job.
So what is your target? Like young girls? Do you go to high schools to talk about certain topics, or what is like your motto?
You know, I go anywhere. I've gone to detention halls.
Wow.
I've gone to schools. I've gone to middle schools, high schools. I've gone to kindergarten. I've read with the kids. So I do it all. I'll go anywhere. And I've gone from, you know, the most, you know, suburban schools to the schools that are in the projects. You know, I've done that. And it doesn't bother me because that's where I come from and that's where I like to be at. So I usually do give back. And I talk to them about sex. I talk to them about confidence, just about being inspiring. And I let the youth know that they're important. And more importantly than them being important, they're needed in our community. And we need to show that to them. So I go and I let them know you're important and we need you.
Like self-value
Yes,
and self-cherishment
absolutely.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
You know, because right now you see these girls in the hood, and we like to say the hood, and I can say it because where I come from, you know, they have this attitude, and you have to understand it's a self-defense mechanism because of what they face every day.
Right.
So we need to go in there and we need to show them, you know what I mean, how to be a woman. I was actually part of this project in South LA where women like me took younger women and we just wanted to show them how to be a better woman. That was it.
You know, I actually think that and the next thing you could be doing too is I see young boys, and I'm gonna say I'm not from the hood, but I'm gonna say from the hood. They would respond to you if maybe you would come in and be like, you know, now, you know, from a female perspective, here's a woman that can speak to you because you understand kids, you know, from that area. You understand kids, and you could probably bridge that gap. You walk into an auditorium with a bunch of kids, they see the Air Jordans, they're like, okay, we can definitely trust her.
Hey, I walked into an auditorium with my J's and a grill, and they were like, we love her. Yeah, I didn't bring it today. Damn.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, but
Next time.
No grill for the
it's
zoo.
easy for me to reach out because I think, especially with the guys, they relate to me because my father was a gangbanger, and my father, you know, he basically succumbed to his lifestyle, and this is what I was raised. I was raised around a lot of family that were in gangs. So I come from that, and I told them, you know, I never let that define me, and I never let that. I knew I wanted better for myself, you know, and I never let that become my path and my lifestyle. I was from it, and I grew up around it. And so when I start really getting into deep talks with them, and they really know where I come from, they're like, oh, we love her. She totally understands.
Well,
You know?
you're amazing.
And I don't judge them. I don't judge them at all.
You're amazing, Cece.
Thank
We're
you.
so
Inspiring.
happy you were able
Very
to come
inspiring.
here
Thank
today.
you. I love you guys. I love
Thank
this.
you so much. Yes.